You might think that your company is too small to worry about internal communications, or IC, but it's definitely valuable for small businesses, especially if you can't afford a high staff turnover and low productivity. And who can? Communicating is easy when there's only one or two of you, but what about when your company grows? It's important to have sustainable measures in place to ensure that, as your company gets bigger, communication does not get lost altogether. And there's no denying the value of IC. Did you know that according to the University of Bath, 94% of the world's most admired companies believe their efforts to engage their employees have given them a competitive advantage? The university also said that companies with high and sustainable engagement levels had an operating margin that was nearly 3 times higher than those with lower levels of engagement.
As a small business owner and an internal communication specialist, I really do know the value of communicating to your staff. Let me tell you how to go about it. I'd advise that you start with some kind of an audit to find out what your current situation is. If you've got 5 people or less, you might want to just get them in a room and ask them what they think. If you've got a few more than 10 people, why not use an online survey? If you have any existing communications in place, like a regular newsletter, ask your staff what they think about that. You should also try and find out how your staff feel about things and what they understand about your business. Do they feel that they're helping the company achieve its goals? And do they feel that their input is heard and valued? If they don't, then that really is a big problem and you need to sort it out. Use what you discover in your audit to set some clear communication goals. For example, if you find that in your survey that people don't understand what your business goals are, then make a plan to communicate them clearly and measure it afterwards and see if everyone's understood. Next, develop your key messages. As I've already hinted, they should be linked to your business goals so that everybody understands what your business is trying to achieve and how they personally can help you get there. If you don't tell them what your business goals are, they might make up their own story and that might not match with what you think. There are lots of different ways to communicate your message. You can use meetings, e-newsletters, emails, social networking sites, and much more. If you don't have any communications channels in place, use your audit to evaluate which ones to try out. If you have a very small team of 5 or less, you'd probably just need a regular meeting to share your news and goals. However, the bigger you are, the more channels you're going to need to develop, especially if your team is not always together, like for example, some people working remotely or travelling as part of their job. If people moan that there's too much email, as they often do, introduce a new channel like Yammer or a weekly roundup bulletin, but set some very clear rules on how to use them. Now that you know what you want to say and when you want to say it, plan a calendar of activities and assign it to one person on your team to look after. Make sure you get the frequency right, and also make sure that you mix face-to-face and written. Don't rely on one or the other. Remember that profit against engagement graph we showed you right at the beginning? It's extremely important to continually seek feedback on how you're doing. Give people lots of opportunities to have input, and their engagement as well as your profit should go up. If you keep evaluating your internal communication strategy and keep it refreshed and relevant, you should see an improvement in your employee engagement and productivity levels. For more information, or if you'd like some help with your internal communication planning or developing any internal communication channels, take a look at our website at hellosutherly.com.